proposed ART station amenities in Philippine cities. To appreciate the need for amenities in a mass transport system, we will show actual examples. These examples will be LRT stations in Metro Manila where there is a lack of amenities. This is the Libertad station in LRT 1. This is a photo of the ground level entry or exit stairs during non-peak hours. Because there is no pocket lane, if this jeepney loads or unloads passengers near the stairs, the flow of traffic at the back will be disrupted. This is the same facility on the opposite side of the road. Since there is no terminal nor pocket lane on this side, one lane of the road is being used as a parking area for connecting modes of transport. You can see tricycles parking at the sidewalk waiting for connecting passengers from the exit areas of the station. Due to lack of connection facilities, there will be congestion at the ground level stairs of the stations. PUVs will tend to slow down or even stop at these areas to unload and load passengers. The same pattern can be seen on LRT2 as shown in this Gilmore station. You can see the two ground-level entry-exit gates at both sides of the road. Without pocket lanes, if this bus stops to unload or load passengers here, the flow of traffic behind the bus stops or slows down. The only mass transportation system in the Philippines are the 3 lines in Metro Manila. MRT3 has better facilities with regards to connecting modes of transport. There are 2 large terminals along its route. Additionally, connections are made available by the EDSA carousel with exclusive bus lanes. For LRT1 and LRT2, there are only 3 stations with pocket lanes. All stations have no terminals. As a result, there is less connectivity and convenience for the passengers. In Philippine cities, some business establishments with high foot traffic have PUV terminals. An example is this Mactan Export Processing Zone. It has its own mini commercial center. This is the PUV terminal. The terminal serves both the commercial center and the export zone. This is a frontal photo of the export zone terminal. Shown are the following modes of transport, namely bus, utility van, tricycle, and jeepney. Another example is the Cebu Business Park or CBP. This is the location of the 2-story PUV terminal. From this satellite photo, you can see the various mode of transport on the upper deck of the terminal. This is the frontal view of the 2-story terminal. Free bicycle parking can be seen on this terminal. ART stations for Philippine cities are proposed to be provided with amenities for operational efficiency and passenger convenience. These are the proposed major amenities: pocket lanes, pedestrian flyover, terminal, commercial center. We will show examples of these amenities in the La Paz ART in Bolivia. Number 1 amenity is a pocket lane. Shown here is a single-lane pocket lane. This is an interchange station of the yellow line and green line. More passenger traffic is expected. A double-lane pocket lane is provided. Number 2 amenity is a pedestrian flyover. The purpose of a flyover is for passengers to ride through an ART station without crossing the adjacent streets on the ground for safety reasons. Simultaneously, this will allow the uninterrupted flow of vehicle traffic along the adjacent streets. One end of the flyover may go directly inside the station. The other end is across the street. This end is equipped with an elevator for senior citizens and PWDs. Pedestrian flyovers in an ART are easier and cheaper to implement as shown in the following comparative analysis between LRT and ART. This is a sample Manila LRT station that is located above the road. These are its three basic components. This is the pathway of the passenger flyover located underneath the passenger platform. There are no pocket lanes on both sides of the road. This is a sample La Paz ART station that is located above the road. These are its three basic components. This is the pathway of the passenger flyover located underneath the passenger platform. There are 4 pocket lanes on both sides of the road. This is a comparison of both stations. The long LRT train that arrives at the station is very heavy. Its track and passenger platform need to be supported by massive concrete beams, whereas the cluster of 8 cabins that arrive at the station is very light. The cluster is supported by thin cables or tracks. This is the reason for the huge difference in the size of the stations of the LRT and ART. This is a sample Manila MRT station that is located on the road. Let us assume that a passenger disembarks on the right side of the station and wants to take a connecting mode of transport on the opposite side of the road. This will be his walking route or pathway. This is a sample La Paz ART station that is located on the road. Let us assume that a passenger disembarks on the right side of this station and wants to take a connecting mode of transport on the opposite side of the road. This will be his walking route or pathway. This is a comparison of both stations. It again shows the advantages of an ART station over an LRT station with regards to its pedestrian flyover facility. A pedestrian flyover for an ART is simple and cheaper to build. There is less visual intrusion. It is more convenient and faster to walk through. This is a motion video of how a pedestrian flyover for an ART looks. Number 3 amenity is a passenger terminal. It will provide connecting modes of public transport for passengers such as buses, jeepneys, and taxis. Number 4 amenity is a commercial center integrated into the station. One of the biggest advantages of an ART is that its stations can be placed almost anywhere, as shown in these examples. Thus, there's a good chance that a relatively bigger commercial center can be integrated into the station. The bigger stations are mostly interchange stations where there are more passengers that pass by. The ART owner can take advantage of the situation by putting a bigger station with more commercial establishments. Examples of viable commercial establishments are grocery store, pharmacy, fast food center, and a bank. Integrating a commercial component in an MRT station has been tried in Manila as shown in this Shaw Boulevard station. The facility is convenient for the passengers, but it uglifies the skyline in the area. The neighboring Santolan MRT station, without an integrated commercial component, preserves the beautiful skyline of the city. The access to the sidewalk is just a plain pedestrian flyover instead of structures that darkens the view of the road. In other modes of transport such as LRT and BRT, it is harder to integrate a commercial center. BRT and LRT alignments and its corresponding stations in most cases have to be along an existing busy road. Mass transportation systems are economically viable in busy roads. Unfortunately, their immediate sides are already populated with expensive and massive buildings. Let us look at this V-Mapa station. Both sides are usually already heavily built up with expensive structures. The provision of amenities are more difficult to implement. It may require the demolition of expensive buildings. The same difficulty will be experienced in Metro Cebu, which has a similar pattern of development as that of Metro Manila. One of the biggest advantages of an ART system is that its station can be placed anywhere. In LRT and BRT, the stations are always in the middle that follows along the alignment of the road. In ART, it can be located anywhere. For example, it can be in the middle of the road, or it can also be at the side of the road. Thus, there is a better chance that a place for a passenger terminal with a commercial center can be built. An example of how easy it is for an ART station to have a terminal or commercial component is along Mariscal Avenue in La Paz, Bolivia. The ART station is located behind this series of medium-rise buildings. This is the present location of the ART station. This station connects this densely populated downtown area towards other destinations. It used to be a parking lot. If BRT or LRT were to serve this densely populated commercial area, the location of the stations would have to be on the road or above the road. It can only go in two directions along the main road. It would be very difficult to make a terminal because both sides of the road are already built up with massive buildings. An ART system solves that problem by looking at other places that are less costly to acquire and build a station. An existing parking lot in this case is clearly the best option. This ordinary surface parking lot is now a beautiful ART end station. This station can go in any direction towards another station. It takes shortcuts flying over the buildings 10 to 15 stories high. This ability of an ART to have a station and alignment almost anywhere allows it to have more options in choosing the best alignment possible. This alignment usually benefits both the ART owner and the passengers at the same time. This is a full view of the same station surrounded by medium to high-rise buildings.